Today I am going to make a video on the importance of spoken English. The difference between spoken English and mother tongue. Mother tongue is very important in a human being's life. The same place cannot be given to any other foreign language or even regional language, because it is called mother tongue only because the child imbibes the knowledge, not learn. Learning is different from imbibing. Imbibing means grasping through the blood, unknowingly, unconsciously. Language is related to feeling. It is related to the five senses. It is not only related to pen and paper. It is not related to the eyes and brain. It is related to all the five senses and the blood. It is imbibed by the child from the time when the child is 4 months as a fetus. By 4 months, the child does not have hands, legs, and other parts of the body. Only the brain is formed. So from that time, the child imbibes the language through its mother's talk, through the vibrations that are produced in the mother's blood and are transmitted into the body of the fetus. So, mother tongue is called mother tongue because of that only. Mother tongue has no replacement. Mother tongue is important as a mother. Just as a person cannot live or cannot get birth without a mother, without mother tongue, there is no life for any human being. The child learns the mother tongue from the day it is out also, out of the body, out of the womb of the mother. The environment around the child is related to the mother only. Maternal uncles, maternal grandparents, maternal relatives, and the mother's physical and mental quality is very important for a child. It is like learning, walking, or eating, or breathing. These are all automatically imbibed by the child without any training. So, walking is called mobile art. So, this walking the child learns very easily. There is no child that does not get walking, or there is no child that does not speak its mother tongue. So, learning mother tongue is not learning. It is imbibing, acquiring through the blood and through all the five senses, through the feeling, through the touch, through the experiences. So, through the live experience, language is learned by a child. By the time the child is 2-year old, it gets all the important elements of the mother tongue, all the sounds. So, mother tongue is the most important thing in a human being's life. That is why in the modern day, the mother's name is added to all the documents of the child, not the father's name. The mother's name only, the mother's surname, the mother's background, the mother's profession. Mother only is important in a human being's life. Just like that, mother tongue is the most important thing, not any other language. Even if the child is born in USA or in Britain, mother tongue only is learned by the child, is imbibed by the child. So that is very important for people to understand. Because of the craze for jobs, people are thinking that getting English language or being able to be fluent in English language gives them job. And so their craze for job is making them crave for English. But they are not interested in learning it. They want to learn it They want to get English just as they got their mother tongue. It is impossible. No human being can have as much fluency in a second language as in his mother tongue. It is proved also. That is why when the British people came to India, they clearly gave indications or gave rules or gave instructions that in child's education, mother tongue must only be given importance, not a second language. English is a second language only. This is only for communication purpose. For paperwork only, English should be taught. A child should not be deprived of his mother tongue. That is why they never recommended mother tongue on the level of English. Our people, because of their craze for job, they made a representation to the authorities that English must be made compulsory. But the English authorities clearly told them that English can never replace their mother tongue. But out of their craze for jobs, they insisted that they must have English medium. But even to this present day, this English medium education is a myth. There are no proper teachers. In private schools, it is not possible for the private managements to get profit if they give appointment to people who are really fluent in English. And moreover, language is not like science subjects. It is not content oriented. Language is personal. Language depends upon the background of the person, his feelings, his emotions, his experiences, his exposure to his life. Each one's exposure to life is different. Each one's ideas are different. Each one's feelings are different. Each one's experiences are different. All these have a place in the language that he uses. So, one-to-one correspondence is important for learning a second language. Any language for that matter. One teacher, one student only is the ratio. 1:1 is the ratio for making language learning really effective. So, in the modern education system, where marks are the criteria, it is not possible for getting this type of language fluency as far as English is concerned. So, all our effort to learn English through schools, through colleges is a waste. How much ever private education talks about English education, there is no English education, there is no proper English teacher. English teachers are selected on the basis of their appearance, especially women who are free at home, who have a stable income through their husband, are coming out to teach English. They have no proper degree, they have no proper qualification, they have no proper training. Even if they are interested in learning, they are not exposed to that type of training. Educational institutions are giving importance only to make the teacher give an appearance, a decent appearance, an attractive appearance, an easy appearance. So, English teachers are supposed to maintain the class without making any noise. There is no element of learning there. The English that is taught to the students is only basic. Even to the level of degree level, it is only basic. The same grammar is taught everywhere from 1st standard to 10th standard. That is enough. That much of grammar is enough. Afterwards, they must have life experience. What life experience has the teacher got? The same is the case with the students also. So, the type of education the teacher had is also faulty. So, the same is continued by the teacher and the students generation after generation. So, if we say that their language learning is inefficient or insufficient, nobody is taking any effort to upgrade it. So they think that only grammar is enough, and in grammar they are writing on a piece of paper or they are writing on the board. As far as language is concerned, it should be ear tongue training. In English laboratories also, they are giving some sort of videos and audio records. But that is also not enough, because students who do not have proper construction of sentences, proper grammatical sentences, how can they understand the recorded programs where the pronunciation is based on a British or American model? Pronunciation is not so important at all, because it is a costly affair. Keeping a laboratory is a costly affair. People think that they have got access to latest technology. For language, technology is not at all important. Language is emotional. Language is practice. Language is ear tongue training. Physical, it should be emotional. It should be practice. It should be imitative. Imitation of the models is important. So, learning grammar is only basic. Afterwards, students must memorize certain important types of sentences and vocabulary. Vocabulary is very important. Acquisition of vocabulary is possible only through reading and through listening. Through listening, we can't get models of English, spoken English in any area in India. So, listening is not possible. Even a teacher is not perfect in speaking English, because the teacher's background is also his or her own mother tongue. So, everybody gets happiness only, emotional happiness only through conversation in their mother tongue that is readily available in their environment. English conversation is not available. It is only meant for just communication purpose. It is only business purpose. It is only professional purpose. So, people are not able to understand the difference between formal language and informal language, written language and spoken language. Spoken language must be colloquial. It is related to our physical life. It is related to our social life. It is related to our emotions. It is related to our love. It is related to our all types of physical requirements. So, the same thing is not possible in English, and it is not necessary also. So, people are not putting in effort. So, that is not necessary also. Putting in much effort for English is not necessary for any person who is already grown up and who is not proficient in English. It is enough if they are able to speak properly. And for that, they have to read storybooks. Storybooks from the level of primary school students, like Aesop fables, like or any type of child fiction. They must start reading, because then there will be the font of the print will be very large, and also there will be pictures portraying the story. And so they can understand it through the colorful pictures and also the basic level of life is represented there. And the conversation that is there will give them an idea of everyday life. So, in spoken language, 4 types of sentences must be used. In written language, in formal language, we use only statements. Statements have subject-verb construction. But in all other 4 types of sentences, the form of the position of the subject and verb differ. In questions, the question starts with verb and subject. And in imperative sentences, there is no subject. Subject is implied. It is always you. It starts with a verb. Come, go, eat. In a question, it is, are you ready? Are is the verb, you is the subject. Are you ready? Are you going? If there are 2 parts of the verb, after the first part of the verb, the subject must be placed. If the question is a descriptive question or WH question, the question starts with WH words. Who, whom, whose, what, which, when, where, why, how. These are 9 words. All of them have WH in them, even in how. It is in reverse order. So, these question words must be placed first and afterwards the verb in a question. and then the subject. In exclamatory sentence, there is no subject, there is no verb. It starts with a how or what only. So when there is a how or what, students should not get confused. After how or what, if there is a verb, it is a question. There is no verb, it is an exclamatory sentence. An exclamatory sentence is not actually any written statement. It is only a oral communication. So body language is important for the understanding of the exclamation. How nice, we say. What a nuisance, we say. So that is the importance of exclamatory sentence. What a nuisance it is. That is the actual form if we are to write it. How beautiful you are. How beautiful she is. But that she is, that you are omitted. So these 4 types of sentences must be used in spoken language, but in written language only statements are used. For this type of communication, exchange is important, first written exercise is important, and then there must be correction. Every student's work must be corrected. And then after making the students efficient and proficient in writing, spoken practice must be given. And there one-to-one is important. One person and one teacher must be there. It is impossible in India in a classroom because of the cost involved in it, because of the environment, because of the curriculum. It is not possible for people to have one-to-one relationship between the student and teacher for learning English. That is why it is failing in classrooms. So students must take effort to appoint a teacher outside. It is not possible to learn online also. Online, they can get some sort of courses. They can listen to it, but their personal mistakes cannot be corrected. So the personal mistakes can be corrected only by a teacher who gets money for their job. If it is a mother, or if it is a friend, or if it is a stranger, if we just listen to the other people's talk, we will never get English. And if we talk nonsense, other people will hate us. Language is a sword that cuts both ways. It can build a relationship or it break the relationship. If you are boring, if you are a nuisance in your talk, nobody will love you. It breaks your relationship. Whatever relationship it is, even if your father loves you the most, if you keep on talking English, which is a nuisance and nonsense, he will avoid your talk. He will say, I will appoint a teacher for you, don't kill me. Don't waste my time, he will say. So, what the teacher can do cannot be done by any other person. Why the teacher does it? The teacher does it for her money, because it is her profession. So it is inevitable. It is a commercial relationship. People must be aware of it and they must spend money on it.